Okay, bros. We are here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular bro ratings. Now, here's your host. Okay, bros, I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and we're here for another episode of your weekly NXT Fix. So, may the 4th be with you. Let's get ready for some NXT action. This week was crazy, bros. We started off with Isiah, Swerve, Scott versus Leon, Ruff, in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And this thing was just absolutely brutal. They were beating each other left and right all around the arena, doing crazy moves. I mean, Ruff was doing some crazy, like, flipping cutters on the ring, on the outside. I mean, they were battling each other with a toolbox. Ruff messed up Swerve's knee. Swerve was doing his crazy moves. It was unbelievable. At one point, Ruff was about to do a move on the outside to Swerve, and then he sees a scaffold and climbs up, dives off this platform, but he's caught. Not by Swerve, by AJ Francis, a guy who's part of Swerve's new entourage. And I mean, if you saw the entourage, we had this guy AJ Francis, a female wrestler. I believe she appeared on Raw Underground. She's a Performance Center trainee. And Ashanti, the Adonis. So Swerve building up a little entourage here. Pretty cool. So Francis catches him, drops Ruff with a Death Valley driver, hitting the back of his neck on the barricade there. Swerve picks him up in the ring, hits his finisher, 1, 2, 3. Swerve is your winner, rightfully so, and this match was just wild. What a way to start off NXT this week. So, we're going to give this opening contest, Falls Count Anywhere match, an 8.6 on the bro ratings. Moving on, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory are looking for General Manager William Regal, who was meeting with Scarlett Bordeaux. And they interrupt, and Johnny says, "Regal, we gotta talk right now." And Regal says, "Can't you see I'm busy? I don't have time for you right now. Maybe later." "Oh, fine, later. And Austin Theory is just sitting there staring at Scarlett. And he goes, "Man, those things are huge. They've got to be real, right?" And Johnny Gargano looks at him like, he goes, look at her nails. Her nails, those things are huge. Definitely real. And Johnny Gargano goes, Get out of here. I have eyes too. I can see it. I see everything that's going on." And it was an absolutely hilarious backstage segment. Austin Theory looking like a goof once again. Up next, our next contest was newcomer to NXT, Hale, which some of you may not know, is actually Anthony Henry from Evolve. Now, Anthony Henry saw him in Evolve go one-on-one with Arturo Ruas, and it was just a brutal, stiff match. They were both bloody nose or split lips. Absolutely brutal. This guy's got potential. If they're already putting him on NXT, look out for him. But he was up against Cameron Grimes. To the moon, kiss my grits, the Southern $1 Million Man. And it was basically a squash match. Hale did get some moves in, but not really that much. Their chemistry wasn't that great also. And at the end, Cameron Grimes to the moon hit his cave-in finisher, 1, 2, 3. So this match, albeit a squash match, we're going to give this one a 7.1 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter hope they never see Xia Li and Mei Ying again, and they're looking forward to the tag team titles, whoever wins tonight's main event. Well, Frankie Monet interrupts them, comes out with her little dog, and says, You guys are so cute. You guys are just so cute. And you know what? I believe in you. You guys, so cute. And she is just getting heat with every woman in the locker room here. She doesn't care who you are. Good girl, bad girl, doesn't matter. She is just out there just basically, talking trash without, talking trash. Pretty good backstage segment. Then we go to Cameron Grimes, who says he is going to the club. And Everrise comes in. They're like, hey, we want to go too. What kind of club are you going to? He goes, well, I got a reservation for 3. And they're like, great, count us in. And he goes, me, myself, and Cameron Grimes. And he's like, Everrise is like, what? That doesn't make sense. This guy doesn't even know math. And Cameron Grimes walks away. We'll find out where he's going later. Our next contest, tag team action. The Grizzled Young Veterans versus Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa. And boy, this was a tag team match. This is NXT tag team action at its finest. Both tag teams hitting their signature moves. Crazy spots going on. And towards the end, Tommaso Ciampa was thrown over the announce table by one of the guys from Grizzled Young Veterans. Well, apparently while he was there, he grabbed one of Wade Barrett's shoes. And Thatcher and Gibson were wrestling in the ring. Ciampa throws the shoe in there, distracts the referee. Thatcher wallops Gibson with the shoe, hits him on top of the head, covers him 1, 2, 3. Timothy Thatcher, Tommaso Ciampa are your winners. Kind of a kooky ending, but it was fun. It was fun with the whole, if you hate Gibson, shoes off. If you hate Gibson, shoes off. So obviously they're going to try to get some heat on the Grizzled Young Veterans. They're going to try to start that if you hate Gibson, shoes off chant, just like they did on the NXT UK. So Ciampa and Thatcher are your winners, and that could put them right there in title contention. Fantastic tag team match. And we're going to give that one an 8.3 on the Bro ratings. Moving on to your 1-minute figure review. Okay, bros, we're going to go a little out of order here, but the figure we're going to be talking about today, NXT TakeOver Sami Zayn. Now, this is a former NXT World Champion. Made his NXT debut May 22nd, 2013. Pretty solid Sami Zayn figure. As you can see, he comes with one of Bayley's buddies, the Tube Man, the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing Tube Man. And pretty basic figure, but pretty good likeness for Sami Zayn right there. One of the NXT originals and a former NXT champion. Sami Zayn NXT TakeOver figure. Now back to me. And we're back! NXT Action picks up with an in-ring interview from your NXT World Champion, Karrion Kross. He comes out with Scarlett, looking badass, wearing a nice, fancy, shiny vest and a nice, fancy white shirt. But he reiterates, I came out here a few weeks ago and I told anybody who wants a shot to step up and roll the dice. And a lot of people are talking like they're not afraid of me. But I know they are afraid of me. And make no means about it, I am not afraid of them. So, sure enough, someone's got to come out, and it's none other than Cool Kyle O'Reilly coming out. I think he's got an Easy E shirt on, he's got the hats, the shades, and he's like, you know what? I want a piece of you, Karrion Kross. Well, he's interrupted by Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's like, I'm the baddest man in NXT, and make no mistakes about it, I will take both of you out because I want the title. Well, none other than Finn Balor makes his return to NXT. He comes out. He goes, Pete Dunne, been there, done that. Kyle O'Reilly, Been there, done that, twice. Karrion Kross, you have something that belongs to me. And the Prince is here and ready for it. And he just punches Kross in the face. Big brawl breaks out. Kross is taking out everybody. But then Kross gets jumped from behind by Pete Dunne, who knocks out Kyle O'Reilly. Then Kross takes out Dunne. Just craziness here. Security comes out, pulls Balor and Kross apart. Clearly, we need a Balor-Kross rematch for sure. But I want to see Kross versus Kyle O'Reilly. And I want to see Kross versus Pete Dunne. So let's line up 3 singles matches for Kross. He's the year NXT champion. He's got to face the biggest names out there. And in the end, Kross is standing there. He gets jumped from behind, attacked by Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano. They hit simultaneous super kicks. They lay out Karrion Kross. Gargano hits him with the North American title. Gargano and Theory took out Karrion Kross. Pretty cool segment that was supposed to be an in-ring interview turned into just a complete melee brawl. Sets up a lot of feuds moving forward for your NXT champion. So with that being said, bros, this in-ring segment is going to get a 7.5 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have NXT newcomer Zayda Ramier, who scored that crazy upset victory over Toni Storm versus Sarray. Now, decent match between the two. You could see Zayda Ramier still very inexperienced, but Sarray, brutal. I mean, that running drop kick, like, through the ropes that she hit, I mean, just totally busted Zayda Ramier in the face. And then at the end, a couple suplexes into the Saito suplex. Sarray, 1, 2, 3. She's your winner. Pretty good match, and good to feature these two women. We're going to give this match a 7.6 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Who is Diamond Mine? Is it a person? Is it a group? Is it male? Is it female? Who knows? But hopefully we find out sooner than later. Our next contest is Jake Atlas versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. And this guy, L.A. Knight, is fantastic on the microphone. No question about that. And he says, after he does his catchphrase, L.A. Knight, he goes, make no mistakes about it. That's just a fact of life. L.A. Knight is winning once again. And he basically squashed Jake Atlas. Let's face it, Jake Atlas got in a couple moves. Pretty disappointed about this one, actually, because Jake Atlas has been a featured player in NXT for the past, 12 months since the Cruiserweight Classic tournament happened. And we don't really need to see Jake Atlas getting squashed. I mean, we could have seen a competitive match here. Truthfully, there were far too many matches or in-ring segments here on this show tonight. We'll get into that in our next segment as well. L.A. Knight hits his stunner cutter move. I don't know the name of it yet. He gets the 1, 2, 3 over Jake Atlas, and we're going to give this one a 7.2 on the bro ratings. Moving on. In-ring interview, Legado del Phantasma, while Santos Escobar wants a rematch with Kushida. And Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde want a tag team title shot against MSK. Well, Kushida pops up on the screen and says, you know what? Santos Escobar, you're on. I challenge you for next week for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. And we've got a match and a half on our hands already for next week. But this didn't need to be an in-ring interview. Could have easily done this backstage. Again, far too many in-ring segments, matches, and interviews crammed into especially this last hour here. So, unnecessary segment, which is why we're going to give this one a 6.5 on the bro ratings. Moving on, Cameron Grimes shows up to the club, and he's looking for the VIP room, but they won't let him in. Well, because the guy at the door, security, says, I'm sorry, we're sold out for the night. Someone bought out the whole club. Well, a limo pulls in with a dollar sign on it, and out comes the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And he says, Sorry, kid. Better luck next time. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. What a great skit. I hope we see one of these every week for the next 2 months. $1 Million Man and the $1 Million Hillbilly, Cameron Grimes. Ted DiBiase, Cameron Grimes, there's some clear chemistry on screen here. Let's keep this rolling, NXT. Now, we've got our main event of the evening. Your NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Your champions, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus your challengers, Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell. Now, this is a street fight. Anything goes. And the segment right before this, Shotzi and Ember are getting ready to go in the tank, and there's a little dog on the top, and that's Frankie Monet's dog. And Shotzi picks up the dog. Run along, little dog. He's so cute. And Ember's like, Shotzi, look what's inside your tank. And they're like, oh my God, that's disgusting. It's huge. It smells. We can't take the tank tonight. Is that an omen to come? Well, I'll tell you what, bros. We only had about 10 minutes for this match. That was the only downfall, because in 10 minutes, these 4 women went all out, balls to the wall. It was one crazy spot after another. I mean, Candice LeRae was draped across the ladder. Shotzi did the coffin drop from the top rope to the outside of the floor. Brutal right there. Indi Hartwell was laid out on the commentator's table. Shotzi Blackheart climbed the trellis and dove off in big splash, puts Indi Hartwell through the table. Ember Moon is laid out on a table. Indi Hartwell does a top rope elbow drop through Ember Moon, through the table. Candice LeRae slides in a chair. Shotzi Blackheart is about to pick her up with something, and she hits her with brass knuckles to get out of that, or it might have been Ember Moon, I'm sorry. And then Candice LeRae takes Shotzi Blackheart, chair on the ring, and does that stomp, holding her arms, and does the stomp. I believe it's called the Wicked Stepsister. Shotzi Blackheart's face hits the chair. Candice rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. Your winners and new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. I called it, bros. I called it last week. Candice LeRae, Indi Hartwell, new tag champs. Fantastic match. It was brutal. So much fun. Title change. Main event. Need I say more? We're going to give this one a 9.1 on the bro rating. So that means that was your match of the night. And we had 8 matches or in-ring segments, giving us an average bro rating of 7.74. Pretty solid episode of NXT this week. So that means, what's going to happen next week? Well, it's prediction time. What is going to happen next week? Well, next week, what's going to happen next week, or predictions for next week, are Karrion Kross will defeat Austin Theory pretty easily, might I add. And for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, Kushida will defeat Santos Escobar. And for the NXT Women's Championship, Raquel Gonzalez will defeat Mercedes Martinez. So there you have it, bros. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. May the 4th be with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like my video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. We will see you for some more NXT Fix. Nice. Later, bros.